You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's breeze, baby.
He the one.
Who with me? So let's breeze, baby.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Drake, aka Drake on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1130 podcast. What's goody, everybody, doing out there on this Wednesday? You guys, yes, it's the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. I appreciate everyone joining me this week, man. It's going to be a dope vibe, for real. Appreciate everyone joining me this week on EB Radio, and for everyone who's watching on YouTube, it's going to be a good show. Yes, man, I got some amazing guests that's going to be joining me this week. My guy, Seth Miller, he's an accountability coach. He's an author of his dope book, Black Collar Mindset. He's going to be joining me in just a few. Also, Helen, yes, the host of the Honestly Helen podcast, is going to be stopping by, and my guy, A Milli, who was supposed to drop by last week, man. We're going to be chopping it up, man, on that scam and stuff, man, for real. Yo, thank everyone who's tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, and if you're new to the 1130 podcast, make sure you subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, I'm super excited, and I thank everyone for the major support and helping me get here to the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. You guys have been the best supporters and the best followers, man. And I thank you so much. 2 years is down, and many, many more to come. And before we get into the show, you guys, we're gonna get into some real quick shout out videos. It's coming up right here, man.
Hey, what's happening in the world? It's your boy JJ Moss, host of the Moss Talk podcast, and I want to take the time out and say happy 2-year anniversary to the 1130 podcast. Yeah, congratulations, my guy. Hey, if you're looking for a podcast that keeps you updated on the latest wrestling news, whether independent or major, then it's definitely the podcast you need to be subscribed to.
Hey, yo, quick shout out. This is JoJo from the world's fastest growing podcast, the Say Word podcast. Shout out to Dre on the 1130 podcast as they celebrating 2 years. Much success, much love, much more followers, much more subscribers. Man, keep doing your thing. The sky's the limit. Everybody knows Say Word and tune into the 1130 podcast. Congratulations.
Hey, this is Brian Young, co-author of The Wrestlers, Masters of the Craft of Professional Wrestling. And I want to wish a very happy second birthday to my friend DeAndre in the 1130 podcast. Truly a master of the craft of professional wrestling podcasts. Can't wait to talk to you again soon, my brother. Happy anniversary.
Yo, you guys, man, like I was saying here on the podcast this week, here on its 2-year anniversary, and it's going to be an amazing show, but I got some amazing guests that's going to be joining me this week on the 1130 podcast. But first up, you guys, my guy is Seth Miller, you guys. He's an accountability coach, and he's an author. He got a new book out called Black Collar Mindset. Yes, we're going to be chopping it up on the book and with him, just about everything, man, for real, here on the 1130 podcast this week. But we're going to waste no time. We're going to get into our first guest here this week. Seth, how's it going?
Hey, man, it's going good, man. Hey, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, man, to be on here. This is super, super dope, man. 1130 podcast.
No problem, man. No problem. I thank you. Like I was saying before the show, man, I appreciate, you taking the invite, and also you taking your time out, man. Spend a little bit of time with me on the podcast, and chat with you. So how life treat you?
Man, life is good, brother. Life is good. And one good thing I would like to say is that this is an opportunity and a great opportunity for individuals that are content creators and that are really, truly trying to change the world through their own natural gifts. This is the time to be innovative, man. So what I do appreciate is individuals like yourself that aren't using excuses as to not do the things that they should and want to do because of other external, situations. So, man, big ups to you and everybody that's listening right now that's following their dreams.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate that, man. Because, yes, obviously everybody who follow me know my story. Obviously, in the wheelchair. Don't let nothing stop me, man. And just, keep, going, man, and just keep knocking down doors. And if one won't open it up yourself, man, or make a door, So I definitely appreciate that. Where you from?
Now, I'm originally from the east side of Detroit, brother, born and raised.
Okay. How is it there? Because I hear a bunch of stories from about Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Man, well, Detroit is, how can I say, first of all, it's more than just 8 Mile, right? Because majority of the individuals that have never been there, only through going back and forth through the airports, they don't understand it, man. But what I will say, just like any large city, you have your ups and your downs, your good and your bad. But one thing about the city of Detroit, it's extremely resilient based off of the things that the city has dealt with directly, from race riots back in the 60s, right, to the Big Depression and or the dismantle of the top three, the big three, from Chrysler, GM, and Ford, that used to be there in solely from Detroit. But at the same time, we're on the up and up with different economic bases, different businesses that want to be a part of Detroit, and also too is strategically placed with what a lot of people may not understand as far as import and export, right? So we're literally less than 1.5 miles away from Canada. You see, so there's just a lot of different things that the city itself has to offer because of those opportunities.
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. I heard Detroit, man, is on the up, and with all the bad stories, I don't try to listen to so many stories of places, even if you haven't been there. So definitely Detroit is another place on the bucket list to go to. But that's what's up. I'm from DC, so it's pretty mild here. It's pretty cool. So everybody always familiar with DC because that's where the president lives. But hey, it's pretty cool though. But Seth, once again, appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast. For my listeners and viewers who joining me this week, just mind introducing yourself, tell them a little something about you.
Okay, so yeah, just like I said in the beginning, man, born and raised east side of Detroit. At the age of 18, I decided to enlist in the United States Air Force, and that gave me the opportunity to travel around the world a few times, based off of the things that I needed to do to learn my job, and also to do things that was mission based, right? Humanitarian efforts. Within that time frame, I gained the skills and opportunities to be from a short order cook to a storeroom manager to a fitness specialist, and then changing jobs to be a heating and cooling technician, right? Got certified in that. And also by changing different jobs and different opportunities, going to Korea to be a dorm manager for a year, which was outstanding. And also coming back into the United States, changing jobs again a few years after that to be a unit deployment manager, when I was in charge of helping a squadron of 350 individuals to be ready to deploy at any given moment, meaning to do their job overseas to fight whatever mission that we had to do. And then I end up retiring after years of that, being a part of the creation of a innovative cell of innovation for the actual base that I was stationed at. So that what we would do is take individuals' ideas and put them together and present them to different parts of the Air Force. So after 21 years, I had a nice career that afforded me the opportunity to really learn different things that I would not have had if I did not get out of, I wouldn't say get out of Detroit, but see different things outside of Detroit.
I was that experience, being in the military for 20 years.
Well, I mean, it was good. I mean, there's ups and downs, but the thing is, I would say the most important part is that I was able to learn things about me. What I mean by that is there's good things about me, but there's also things about me that I only know at a certain level. So being in a position where I have to finish a job, but it's dependent on me, connecting with someone that don't think like me, don't look like me, that's not from where I'm from, but we all have to be on the same accord to get a job done. I learned that was something that I needed to hone in on in order to get things done. And it also taught me how to communicate within that time frame. Being in the military, I was a part of different organizations, and one of the organizations was Toastmasters. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, Toastmasters is a organization, a professional speaking organization that helps you to articulate yourself better and also to help you to connect with people. So it's more than just the communication piece. It's about truly connecting. So after taking time to learn about my communication skills and how I want to be perceived, that gave me the opportunity to do a lot more, because individuals can hear the words that I was saying and could understand it. It was important enough to move whatever it is that they were trying to do further.
Okay, that's dope. I really dig that. At a certain point in time, you getting in the military, was that something you really wanted to do, or did life just lead you to that path of just joining the military?
I would say life led me to that. No, there wasn't anyone in my family that I looked up to that I attributed the military to. You see, but I knew that it was an option. So right after high school, the last thing I wanted to do was go back to school, but I wanted to see something different. And then after talking to different people, they were talking about the military. So in my mind, I wanted something that was the most challenging. And the Air Force was the most challenging mentally versus physically. So you had the Army or the Marines physically wise. That's not it. I want something that can truly stimulate me mentally. And then that's when I decided, to be a part of the United States Air Force.
Okay, man, that's what's up. That is really dope. Congratulations on that achievement. Been there for 20 years, and thank you for your service and everything, man, for real. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast. Seth, you have a dope book, your debut book called Black Collar Mindset. Can you tell my listeners and also me, about your awesome book? I really love the title. I think that was another reason that drew me into you also, because, I'm always hearing, white collar this, and, you got a, book out called Black Collar Mindset, because it's also about the mindset and everything, how you go about your, daily routine and stuff. So yeah, can you tell my listeners and viewers about the book?
All right, yeah, so easy. So let's go to what people know. To your point, the white collar worker. White collar worker is the individual that's more of a clerical worker, more administrative, and they call it white collars because when you are doing that work, that's what you tend to wear. For men, white collar; for women, white blouse. But it's more of a, like I said, administrative piece. Blue collar worker is more of a laborer. Okay, industrial type of worker. And the reason why it's called blue is because traditionally when individuals will have their overalls and working in mechanics, those overalls were blue. All right. Mm-hmm. But now when you come down to the black collar worker, or the black collar mindset, if you will, and or worker, that represents the color that you see when you close your eyes and you think within. What do you see? The color black. However, that means you're operating in your purpose and you're operating in who you truly want to be. Now, the thing is, there's individuals that have 9 to 5 white collar jobs or blue collar jobs. But after that 9 to 5, they may be a barber, you see, or a beautician on the side, or they may, do different things that's in line with their passion. For example, while I was in the military, I started DJing. So I was also a DJ while being in the military. So I was able to be let's say a blue collar worker, being a heating and cooling technician, but my black collar hustle, if you will, was DJing. Mm-hmm. So the goal is to help individuals for the book. The goal is to help individuals understand that they can do what they truly want to do, but do what they have to do in order to finesse between the two. Mm-hmm. By having that black collar mindset.
I dig it. I really dig it. That's a mindset you gotta have, a real positive mindset. And you also call it the hustler mindset. Where you get that from? I obviously, having more than one job or more than one thing to get into and stuff and keep busy and stuff.
Yeah. So that mindset, basically awakening a hustler within. And what individuals sometimes do, they give the word hustler a negative connotation, like they're being hustled out of money, or, it's something on the black market. But no, that's not true. The hustler is an individual that achieves his goals by any means. You see? Yeah. So having that hustler mindset is removing excuses to do the things that you want to do. So I'm hustling. I'm really getting that. No matter what you're putting in front of me, I'm doing one or a few things. I'm going above it, around it, through it, or even under it. But I'm gonna hustle my way to get around, to get from around that barrier. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Yeah, you gotta have that hustle mindset and go through anything for real. Because a lot of us, black people, we, like you said, we do put that hustler in a bad, negative, mindset instead of something positive though. But what you think is like the black culture? What you think was the excuse the black culture used the most from not going to go get it or being a hustler, basically?
Well, I would say, first of all, the excuses to that individual are legitimate. Meaning, if they have a feeling, that feeling is valid. However, my job, being an accountability coach, is to get you to the point where you understand that excuse that you're using is no longer relevant. So why are you holding on to it? So to answer your question, there's excuses that individuals are attached to because it's still comfortable. You see, either, well, I never knew that. So since they would say, I never knew that, this is the way I've always been and this is who I am. Boom, that's an excuse. That means you're putting a cap on your growth mindset. That's an excuse. The next one is, well, my family didn't have A, B, C, and D, so I can't. No, your family didn't have that, but that has nothing to do with what you can have for the future. That's another, you know what I'm saying? So that's another excuse. And then sometimes the excuses that people place on themselves are the ones that state, I don't want people to think, whatever, fill in the blank. So you are not going to do the things that you want to do because you don't want people to think, A, you're better than them, B, that you're a failure, or C, whatever the case is. But the thing is, what people think about you is not even your business, and you can't stop them anyway. And what people say about you is whatever it is that they want to say about you, they were going to say it if you achieved your goals, pursued it, or didn't. So that's something. So that, again, that's another excuse.
I like that, man. I really, really do. Why you think people, you said something that was really intriguing though. You said people, sort of, I guess, what uses their excuse because they're comfortable. Yeah. Why you think why is that?
Well, I think they're comfortable because individuals within their circle keeps them comfortable.
Ooh,
there isn't an accountability partner or individuals that are challenging their thought process. So if no one is there challenging me, then that means that I'm going to feel comfortable doing with what I'm doing. And then if someone outside of my level of comfortability comes in, I'm automatically going to defend whatever situation I'm in because I'm comfortable and nobody else around me say that. So why are you the one saying that? You get what I mean?
All right. I like that. Definitely like that, man. For real. Your dope book though, Black Collar Mindset, is available right now. Where can my listeners actually get a copy at and tune in to everything you got going on?
Oh man, so dope. So they can go to the blackcollarmindset.com where you can get a autographed copy or you can get an ebook copy. And also you can go to audible.com because there's a Audible version. So you can go wherever wherever you can find books. You can find them at Walmart, all right? The Walmart.com. You can, if you Google the black collar mindset, you will see every opportunity to find it.
Great. Hey, you guys, man, who's listening and everyone who's watching, man, for real, you got to get your hands on the Black Collar Mindset book. For real, I'm definitely going to place my order. I think that's a Christmas gift to myself. I'm really going to do that, man. For real, I like it. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on the podcast. We're going to stay with a little bit on the subject of, Black culture, though. What's your thoughts on how the Black culture is sort of evolving or coming, as far as it coming, as in this day and age right now?
Well, man, actually, I'm very optimistic when it comes down to the Black culture because I believe lines, excuse me, are starting to be defined. Meaning, we are now, and the thing is, a couple of things. So we're not necessarily united the way that I believe we should be, but the reason why we aren't is because we're in the space, we're occupying the same space, but we have different intentions. Mm-hmm. So I believe those intentions or those lanes, if you will, are now starting to be clearly identified. So you have a decision as to what tribe you want to vibe with, because not all skin folk is kinfolk. You dig? So yes. Now that means I can go and communicate with a culture, if you will, that just may be Black conservative, because I took the time to identify what being a conservative means. It does not mean what the media says it means, but it means exactly what I am, no kidding, living. So instead of me trying to commune with individuals just because it's comfortable, now I feel more confident falling in line with individuals that think and move the way that I do so that we can achieve a certain agenda versus going to another group where it doesn't naturally fit. And I'm just used to being that way because that's what we've always done. You get what I mean? So I do, to answer your question, I believe we're in a space where lines are slowly but surely starting to be clearly defined.
Mm-hmm. You see? Yeah, they are. They are starting to be slowly defined, though. I think, just with, a lot, still going in the Black community, especially with, cops and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think history, always repeats itself. And people say, police reform and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean, necessarily taking away the police. It's just meaning putting resources, into other places. Instead of putting all this money into, $1 billion police, offices and departments and stuff like that. How you feel though that we can have, better policing in the Black community? You feel like we should have more Black officers, of our own kind that will understand, what we going through, on a daily basis, instead of having, other races maybe come through and don't know what they dealing with? Okay, so that's a good question. So this is how I will frame it. All right. So what your listeners may not know, but I am the HR director for a city, for a municipality, and also the community engagement director. So part of my job is to not only make sure the best qualified is hired for the position, but on the community space that the community is aware of the things that's going on. So to answer your question, I don't think it has anything to do with color per se, okay? Because there is some level of that, right? Just for relevance and representation. But the thing that I believe is lacking is education on both parts. For your example, when you said, well, people may not understand what the police reform means. Right, because they're waiting and listening to talking heads tell them what it is that police reform is. But that's problem number one. Educate yourself. Cool. But then on the other piece, funds, if funds are allocated
to help train individuals, black, white, brown, indifferent, on how to communicate within that community, you see? Because if you have individuals that's coming from a community that does not have the type of population that you work in, you need to have a certain level of education so that you will be gainfully employed to make calculated decisions and not snap reactionary decisions because you're not used to it. That education, if funds were placed in that education, it will create muscle memory. You get what I mean? It would create that. So boom, I don't have to be of this area to know that I'm here serving these people. You see? And that's the key. And the last piece too, to your answer or to your question, would be the community still not just educating themselves, but passing that education along. You see, because sometimes individuals will do work to be educated, but they don't put themselves in a position to teach. You see, so it needs to be a full-fledged, full circle type of incubator of community. So if we have funds to put into our police system that is going to help them to serve their community better, the community needs to know that those funds are there to help them do their job better. But hey, how about we be a better community as a whole? You see what I'm saying? So that's my view of seeing that as far as your question goes.
I definitely dig that answer, man, because I have a lot of brothers, man, who are actually from the city who, and sisters, who may be just miseducated or, not educated on a lot of stuff and what's going on. But I definitely, I dig that. I love your thoughts and everything. What inspires you?
Man, I think what inspires me is the love for my people. Well, first of all, the love for myself and being able to translate and transfer that same love from inside to outside. Okay. But it has to start inside first. So that's one piece. The other part is I have a very low tolerance for excuses within people. So if I already have that within people, I bet not have the same tolerance level or more tolerance for me if I can't give grace to my brother or my sister. So I need to hold myself accountable. That meaning if I say I'm going to do or complete something, I need to do everything I can to do that so I can gain authority when I'm asking individuals to do something else, because they are seeing the work that I'm willing to do for myself and then the work that I'm willing to do to help them out. So I need you to be willing to give that same energy. So, but that's what inspires me, man, seeing that exchange of energy.
Yeah, I dig that. I always ask the question, man, each week, man, because things always inspire me, man, and I never, let my situation, determine, what I'm, about to do or anything like that. So I definitely dig that. You mentioned accountability, and you're also an accountability coach. A lot of people, don't want to take accountability into their actions and stuff like that. Before we move on, can you tell everyone how important accountability is?
Yeah, well, man, it's a good question. It is very, very important. First of all, just the definition alone speaks volumes, okay? Holding yourself accountable for your actions, all right? That within itself takes a certain level of vulnerability and a certain level of vision, not necessarily forward vision, but backwards vision. What I mean by that is being an accountability coach, I have to be able to convince you to understand that in order to go from point A to point B, your past has created an environment that you are in. So then identify that first, hold yourself accountable as to what contributed that. Even if it was someone else, what did you allow? After you do that, you and I will have a conversation on creating a plan to move forward after identifying and holding yourself accountable for an action that you do not want to repeat. You see? So that's when the coach come in. Like you have life coaches. No, I'm not a life coach because I'm not friendly like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to be your friend, get a girlfriend or get a boyfriend, whatever you want to do. I'm the accountability coach to say, yo, what is it that you want to do? You want to go from A to B? Boom. We are going to get a plan together. And as we take that plan, we're going to dissect it. And then I'm going to give you a specialized structure for you to use, and it would be a playbook. So therefore, if you were to flip and slip and backslide, is what our people say. If you was to backslide, you just pick up that plan that we created to get to where you want to be. And that plan can be utilized and formulated in different parts of your life so you can continue to achieve the same level of performance that you wanted to in the beginning.
Okay, man. I dig that. I definitely dig that. I think one part that hit me, man, being accountable, man, because, your past is the reason why, you're in the situation that you're in now, man. I know that a couple of years ago, where I was just, stuck, just trying to figure things out and stuff like that. And I was just realizing like, yo, man, these last couple of years and, what I've been doing is actually, dictated my future at that point, so I definitely had to take accountability and, just move on, man, and just grow up. And it's all about the mindset, about the mindset. I definitely dig it, man. I definitely do. But you guys know we're going to move on here on the podcast. It's time for the 1130 podcast hot seat. And Seth, I got 6 questions for you and we're going to roll with it. Okay. What legacy do you want to be remembered about you after you're gone?
I would like individuals to remember that I loved unapologetically.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Cool. I like that one. What book influenced you the most?
I would say The Traveler's Gift. Okay. As a matter of fact, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. That influenced me a lot based off of the story. I highly recommend it. Don't want to give it away, but I highly recommend your listeners and viewers to check that out, and they will see why.
Okay, cool. All right. What life-changing event have you experienced?
2 of them. 2 life-changing events. The first one I would say is having my daughter. Okay. And being a type, I had to change the way I was moving as a man because I was the first man that she would ever love, and I would be also a staple for how she is treated. So that's the first thing. The other thing is when my mother passed away, as hurtful as it was, that gave me an opportunity to, no kidding, implement the things that she instilled in me after the last 40 years. And how can I utilize those things and help to teach, train, and help other individuals based off of that she gave me.
Yo, man. Is your job now a reflection of what you said you wanted to be when you were a kid?
Yes, and the reason why I would say that is because even when I was younger, I did not know what I wanted to be. I wanted to be great. And so I realized that now in this position with the city or even a coach, it had nothing to do about what I wanted to be, but what I wanted other people to be. But I want to utilize that same energy and that same God that's within me to help other individuals see that same God within them. So yeah, essentially.
Okay. Do you approve of stealing from the rich to give to the poor?
Yes, and I approve. And what I will say still is ideas.
Okay.
That's it, because the resources and the things that they have, it's only going to create the same cycle. But if you did not learn how to get to where they're at, then you won't make it there. So I would say yes, but stealing ideas, not items.
Okay. I appreciate it, man. That was dope. Yo, Seth, man, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the podcast. Yo, man, I dig everything about you, my guy. Everything, how you come across and just your words and everything, man. So you're definitely on the list to always be able to welcome to come back here on the show and everything, man. So I definitely will always, have you in mind, my guy. So before you go, any questions, any shout outs, anything you'd like to say?
No, man. As a matter of fact, I want to say thank you. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for having me on, man. I love the energy. It's super dope. And I do appreciate the opportunity for you, having me on. And I would also like to extend that too, man, to the Lion's Den. Individuals can Google that or check it on out, man. It's real conversations like this where we have different guests that comes on, and it's like a round robin of information, and it's all about growth, leadership, development equals action. And that's what we talk about every week, brother. So the Lion's Den with Seth, I highly encourage y'all to check it on out. And brother, I would love for you to be on.
All right, man. Hey, look, I'm always down. The Lion's Den with Seth. Once again, Seth, tell them where they can follow it at and where they can go check it out.
So listen, y'all can Google it, The Lion's Den with Seth, or you can go to Facebook, Instagram, The Lions Cast. Okay, you can see all of that, different clips. We're on TikTok, Lions Pride 21, or you can go to Lions Pride 21 at .com. You can listen to everything audibly. And also, too, I forgot to tell you, we also have a network on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. It's called the Lions Pride Network, and you can watch everything at any time on demand. And we have new content that's going to be added next year. So I suggest y'all check that on now.
Okay, that's dope. Before we go, man, I definitely seen that when I was doing my research, and I was like, my brother got something on Roku, man. I definitely gonna watch that. But that is so awesome, man. So keep it up. I definitely will be checking you out. This was awesome, man. Once again, thank you for joining me, man, this week here on the 1130 podcast.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you and your audience.
Yo, Seth, man, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. For real, man, it was an awesome time having you on, chatting about your dope book, Black Collar Mindset. It's available right now wherever you get your books at. For everybody who's listening and watching, go get a copy right now, for real. I was doing some networking over the weekend and stuff, trying to get some new guests here on the podcast, in the podcasting while Black group, because I always like to reach out to my Black brothers, sisters, and everyone in general, but definitely my Black brothers and sisters, to give them an opportunity and a platform to come on to chat about their book or whatever it may be at, man. So definitely my man Seth Miller was one of the guys that I hit up, man, and it's been plenty more though, but the list was real long. But yo, Seth, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, being an accountability coach, man, and author and everything. That was one thing that really drove me more onto my guy Seth, Black Collar Mindset, the book. I was like, this seemed real good, and reading up on him and everything. So shout out to my guy Seth Miller, man, for real, in the Lions Den podcast. Gotta come on there, for real. This is the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast here on EB Radio and YouTube. We having fun. We doing the damn thing, man, for real. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing hold you back. Do what you gotta do in life, for real. Man, coming up next here on the podcast, we gotta get to some more shout out birthday, shout out videos, man, of the 1130 podcast. I appreciate everyone, but don't go nowhere. We gotta get to some more videos. For real, you're listening, you're watching to the 1130 podcast. You dig?
How's it going, man? Warren Marlowe from the Buzzin' with Marlowe podcast. I just want to wish a happy 2-year birthday, basically, to my commission boy, Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast. Congratulations, man. Great accomplishments. You have killed it the past 2 years, and yet alone from you getting your 100th episode and stuff, man. It's an awesome thing, man. Congratulations, man. Happy birthday.
Damas y caballeros, te habla la maldita crema, Tony Batista. And I want to take time out of my championship schedule to do something very, very important. And that's to wish DeAndre and the 1130 podcast a happy 2-year anniversary. You see, I wish you many more years of success. Because you and I, we're going to rise straight to the top. Why? Because we can.
What's going on? This is the heavy hitter, wig splitter, never quitter, big boy from Brooklyn, Tyree Taylor, here to wish the 1130 podcast happy 2-year anniversary, man. Yo, being on that show with my guy Dre, having a great conversation. Hope to have another one very soon. Holla at me, Dre. But with you holding the wheels, man, with you doing the thing, with you driving the ship, it's going to be many, many more anniversaries, man. Keep doing your thing. Hope to see you soon, man. Holla.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Big Baby of the Your Sports Show. And congratulations to Dre for 2 years on the 1130 podcast, bro. Much love to you. Thank you for all the love you've shown myself and the rest of my team for the Your Sports Show and the Job Opportunities Network as a whole. You make amazing content. We definitely got to link up and make some more content together. But again, congratulations. Hope to see you soon.
What up, it's your boy Kendall Stones, aka Kofi Weaston, one half of the Dirty Hills, and I'm here to say happy 2-year anniversary to my guy Dre on Wheels, man, over there at the 730 podcast, man. You know it ain't 730, it's 1130, man. You know what it is over there at the 1130 podcast, man. You know we love you over here, man. We wish you many, many more, man. You know the Dirty Hills, good brother. Kendall Stones, Kofi Weaston, we love you, man, and you are Dirty Hills approved.
Everyone has something to say, a story to tell. We make it easy to share yours. So let's talk.
Regardless of your podcast setup, hit record. And from there, whether your podcast reaches 10 people or 10 million, we can help you get heard wherever listeners are.
And who knows, maybe even quit your day job.
But no matter who hears you, it's about connecting and sharing something from your perspective.
It's about having a voice and using it without anything standing in your way. Say it all with Anchor.
Yo, you guys, man, we back here on the 1130 podcast. Yo, Seth Miller, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. Thank you so much for coming through. It was a really, really dope session. But you guys, like I was saying, man, another great guest that's joining me back here on the 1130 podcast. Yo, she's the host of the Honestly Helen podcast. She's always dope. Coming here, joining me on the podcast. Helen, what's going on with you?
Oh, Dre, hello. Nice to see you again. Nothing much, just another day, another dollar. That's what we doing.
Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, another day, another dollar, though. Last time I had you, it was the 100th episode and everything. Woo! So, it's the holidays. And I was Thanksgiving. And are you preparing for Christmas? Are you ready?
It's so funny that you asked that. I've been asked that like 3 times in the past week. And I don't feel like Christmas. I don't got a Christmas tree up. It literally... My boyfriend asked what we were cooking. I was like, we cooking? I was just gonna eat whatever I had in the fridge. Like this year, the holidays don't feel the same. Thanksgiving was good. I went to my dad's house. My plan was to get litty with him. I did that. I was in bed by 6:30 drunk. So it was great.
So I had a good time.
Great. Christmas though, it's this week. And I'm like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just got a couple of gifts though. Late though, I wasn't even in the Christmas spirit though. We put up the Christmas tree a little early though, just to juice it up and listen to some Christmas music though. But yeah, I don't know. I think as times go on and as you get older or whatever like that, and certain situations or events happen in your life, Christmas don't even feel sort of the same anymore though. But,
listen. I think it's also if you don't have kids, you don't have that motivation to make it magical. Like as an adult, you're like, we know what Christmas. If I had kids, it'd probably be different. But even like having niece and nephew, I still wasn't like motivated to do anything extra special for them. So I was like, you got parents, they'll know what to do.
Yeah. If I had kids, I definitely would love to, be up. Hopefully, they wouldn't wake me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning just to open up the gifts. But
they are. Yeah. It's the way of the child.
Yeah. I hope you've been staying safe because, out in the world now, the COVID cases have been rising way up now. And things are looking like they're about to be shut back down. So is everything going safe over there with you?
Oh, Dre, listen, your girl don't go out. I stay in the house. I go out if I need to grocery shop, if I'm going to visit my niece and nephew or my dad's. I rarely hang out. So I ain't worried about no coronavirus. I'm inside. We inside. We good.
Yeah, I'm right along with you.
Outside is good, but yeah, my family and my people are good. Amen.
Okay. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, yo, Helen, man, I appreciate you joining me this weekend on the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. You know, I know you're a busy woman. You know, I just wanted to stop passing on the podcast. You know, I love the support. Appreciate you so much. Speaking of the support, and you know, you and your podcast and stuff. The last episode you dropped, because you know the season is wrapping up. Season 3 is coming back next year for everyone that follow Helen and that would love to tune in to the Honestly Helen podcast. But the last episode you had, I think that was a very intriguing topic. Due to everything that may be going on in the world or whatever, though. But toxic family members, though. Is everything going on right there? Did everything, that was taking place that led you to this episode? Because I was like, you know what, man, she is hitting everything she's saying is so right, because you got certain people like certain family members will be the first person that will steal from you, and be the first person that lied to you, and certain things like that. So what is sort of, I guess the limit? Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, what's the limit, or I can't find the right word for it though, but what's the, to like, okay, you know what? You're doing all this, I gotta leave you alone. Because everybody always say family is, come first.
Listen, Dre, my family actually, I didn't realize how toxic my family was up until I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I thought our toxicity was normal. Like, I was like, oh, this is just like family stuff. And then when you get older and you start to get uncomfortable with how your family moves, that's when I was like, oh, no, y'all just do shit kind of aggressive and kind of ass backwards. And I can't get behind that. So the story about my cousins, and I think I said this in the podcast, where my cousins like had a running joke about I was a person that they can come to for money. That happened like 5 years ago. And my cousin told me, she was like, yeah. So my cousin, her kids are my cousins as well. So her kids is who she was talking about. And she was like, yeah, they always be like, if you need something, just ask Helen because she'll send it. And I was like, and to my point, I was hurt by my family first. My mom was the first person, rest her soul, to hurt me emotionally. I think my brother was the first person where, brothers beat you up. So he was the first person to physically hurt me because we used to play fight. So when I just thought about it, I was like, it's kind of crazy how family actually is way more toxic than strangers. And it's because we give them that power of saying family comes first, family, above everything else. It don't matter how many times they shit on you, you're supposed to have their back. No, that don't even make sense. If I wouldn't let a friend do that, why am I let my cousin do that? Why am I let my sister do that? Just because we got the same bloodline and I didn't have no say in that? Oh, I'm good. And it just made me realize, like, the toxicest people that I know are related to me.
Ain't that something though? That'd be so crazy though. And then they expect you to be right there for them. Or, even, just how you say, hey, look here, and whether just how you explained it, you said it was a running joke to me, and maybe to you. I don't think that was a running joke. People, always kind of like they say the truth within a joke in a way, though.
Yes.
So, like, nah, you're not about to run to me just because I'm doing okay, and trying to, benefit off of me. No, like that. Just because you saying your family and we blood or whatever like that. No, bro. Like it's respect and it's boundaries that. Need to be put in, because a lot of people would just say, hey, oh, well, it's my brother. Oh, well, nah, bro. It don't work like that.
Yes. And I've been seeing, I don't know if you've been seeing this. So on my Facebook, there has been a lot of, in the Black community, people encouraging us to break the cycle of being quiet with toxic family members. And I don't know if I had this in my family, but apparently in a lot of Black families, sorry if this is a little too racy, there's a lot of pedophiles that we protect within our family. Like, we know someone has touched somebody in our family and we're like, oh, stop. We're not talking about that. Like and it's crazy because it's like, well, why would you want to bury that? Like, why are we trying to protect somebody because they're family? But if your cousin or your child was to say this stranger on the street touched them, everybody's gonna go out and kill this man. But we finna let Uncle Pookie stay because he related to us? Nah. And so that type of dialogue where, like, we're calling out pedophiles, we're calling out, the aunties who don't do nothing but talk down on you, the uncles who over here call you a faggot or gay all the time just because you like to do arts and crafts. Like, we not doing none of that. 2022 moving on. We ain't got time. You human just like me. And just because we related, guess what? I ain't got no DNA taste saying that. So I'm finna act like we're not. Period. You're not gonna stress me out. It's not happening. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
You see what your shirt say, Jerry? Positive vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I run off of, man, because it's too much. It's too much. It's too much to be, every day is a blessing, and it's too much to just be drained out by drama or people who just ain't figuring it out for themselves. So that's all I try to stay, positive. But family members can be the ones, especially, if you, and it can be rough too, especially if you're real close to them. And, I remember one time before I move on, when I was in school, one thing, and the professor told me, when you're doing something that you love or whatever, family members are not the fondest people to go to first, because they're gonna be the ones to lie to you. They'll sugar you up. Oh, baby, yeah, I like what you're doing, all that. But old time, they don't really. That shit is horrible, everything like that. So, that's why I just say, just go on your instinct and just,
Yes.
That's how I look at it. For real. But you guys know, we're going to move on here on the podcast. I want to get your thoughts on this, Helen, though. It's a situation that my fiance brought it up to me, though. And when she first brought it up, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, babe. But I actually read the situation. And I was like, oh, shucks, that's what she was talking about. Okay. Truck drivers are in an uproar right now. There are petitions. Have you heard about it? No?
I'm gonna let you finish, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, the truck drivers are in an uproar right now, and a petition is out right now that has over 3 million signatures. A Cuban immigrant, his name is Raguel. He was sentenced to 110 years in prison. And the thing was, like I said, he was a truck driver. And
there's an appeal plan for a truck driver sentenced to 110 years in prison for a fiery crash that killed 4 people along I-70. Rohel Aguilera Medeiros was found guilty by a jury and sentenced this week in Jefferson County District Court.
So that sentence has some people very upset. CBS 4's Rick Salwinger covered this case since that crash happened in 2019 and now reports on the efforts to lessen his sentence.
James Cogan, the attorney for the truck driver, says there will be an appeal, but it won't be based on that 110-year sentence. Instead, it will be about any errors that might have occurred during the trial. But still, that sentence is raising more than just eyebrows.
For those who drive the big rigs, what happened in Colorado this week is startling. 110 years in prison for Rohel Aguilera Medeiros in the fiery 2019 crash that occurred after losing his brakes.
It's unbelievable, honestly, because it could happen anytime, anywhere. And if the brakes fail, the brakes fail. It's a malfunction.
4 people were killed. The truck driver convicted of vehicular homicide, assault, and recklessness, bypassing a runaway truck ramp and swerving in the stopped traffic on I-70.
I'm begging for forgiveness.
His attorney told CBS 4 there will be an appeal. An online petition on change.org has around 2 million signatures now calling for clemency or commutation of the sentence.
The loss of life is sad regardless, but 110 years, that seems a bit much.
You feel about him getting 110 years, but, a rapist or murderer only get 15, 20, maybe not even that.
Listen, we're going to call a spade a spade. Why is Kyle Rittenhouse out here innocent? When he intentionally went out with a freaking gun, a big gun, aggressive gun, to a state that was not his state and injured people. And he would, whatever the verdict was, but he ain't get no time, to a truck driver whose brakes lost control. So y'all mean to tell me he intentionally sabotaged, y'all prove that he intentionally sabotaged those brakes and killed 4 people? That sentence, it's not surprising because America has been doing that to us for years. Yeah. If you're not white, you can look white, but if you got any type of other in you, and this might be ignorant of me to say, but I'm going to say it, the justice system is not for you. And case in point, this is a young man, 118 years for a brake accident. Not going to revoke his license and give him a year or something in probation and 100 and
exactly though.
Really?
And they gotten over 3 million signatures. He had no criminal background or nothing though like that. And I seen the video where he was say, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was interrupting you. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just, listen, because when he was up on the podium and stuff in court, and sad, real sad, to see him, balling out, of course, and young guy, you could tell he real young, didn't have no criminal backgrounds and stuff like that. And just how you mentioned, for black people here in the country or immigrants, Cuban, Latino, whatever, it's not meant for you. It's made up for the white man and for the white people. So I think that was it.
The crazy part is that, like, I think I caught that story after they sentenced him, so I didn't even know about it till it was too late, and things like that really bother me. So I actually never dig too deep because it doesn't personally affect me, but it does kind of mess up my mental state. 'Cause I'm like, this is reality. Like, this man's life is really gone. And what's crazy is that I'm actually watching this show on Netflix called I Am a Killer, and it goes through. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. How many seasons is it? Is it 2? 2?
Yeah, just
I haven't
2.
seen the second one. I've seen the first one. I definitely liked the first one.
Yeah, so like watching that show, it really is like, damn, people really be in prison their whole fucking life from murder is murder, and some of them were mistakes. Some of them, we find out that people crazy and they just be out here killing people.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's an accident or when it's self-defense, you really mean you taking somebody's life away because they killed somebody in a situation that adds up? Like, you can see how they triggered, you can see where they snapped. This man was just truck driving and the brakes went out, and y'all gave him 118 years?
Exactly, though.
With no criminal. Oh no, that's asinine. And it's terrifying because it's like, what if me or you was to break some small shoplifting? What they finna give us? 15, 20 years just because, we got the right pissed off white cop, the right pissed off white judge, and the right pissed off mixed jury. They rounded them up. Shoplifting, 15 years. I just stole some chapstick and a purse. Hold on now. It's crazy, right? It is asinine. Like, my heart breaks for that man. Poor baby.
Yeah. Just like I was saying with my guest earlier, like, accountability, is something that, a lot of us need to, be held on, Even these judges, who just handed down just reckless sentences, or, even the situation you was talking about with toxic family members, they got to be held accountable,
Yes, I agree. Who holds the judges accountable for those decisions? Like, does anybody check that, or do, like, if a judge, like, once they pound that gavel, that's like, all right, well, they went to school for however many years, they did what they had to do, so that's the law. Like, nobody goes and like, well, actually, that seems kind of hard. Like, let's check your work here. Like, does anybody check judges? I don't think they do, right? I
don't even think they do. I don't think they check judges. I only think they check police. It's like they are just the hierarchy up there on the list of just being a human being, I guess.
You ain't lying.
Which is crazy.
Crazy, capital C.
Say that again.
I said crazy with a capital C.
Yes. Yes, it really is, though. Helen, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast, though. What you got cooking up for season 2? What's going on? Or season 3, actually.
Yeah. Yes. Well, first off, Dre, I always appreciate your support, and I always appreciate when you want me on the podcast. You can make me feel special. Like, oh, shit, I'm back on the 11:30. Congratulations to 2 years.
Thank you.
That is hella dope. Happy to be a part of the celebration. For me, I actually just did my first recording of season 3 on Saturday morning. And Dre, unlike you, your girl is not, I don't know if you plan out your episodes or if like you actually have a game plan. When I first start off any new season, it's up for wishing or prayer. People I want to talk to, I'm hoping that they're available, and then I just start reaching out. And sometimes I don't even know what I want to talk about until like 2-3 days before it's time for me to record.
Yep.
And luckily, because mine's recorded, I can always go back and be like, oh, can we do like another session real quick? Because I ain't like that. And try and do, I never had to, but because it's pre-recorded, it's not live, I think that takes some pressure off.
Yes.
But any real big plans? Oh, now I feel like such an amateur podcaster, which I am, but I feel like I should actually have a plan for season 3.
No, you ain't gotta have no plans. You ain't gotta have no plans. Look at, I don't come in a couple of days before the show, even like the day of, I'll be like, okay, what's going on the show today? You know, like what we talking about? And then sometimes like I forgot what I was watching or something. And I was just like, you know what? That is so right. You know, like I just let my guests talk and they bring up the key parts that I put out in the promos and I'll be like, that's it right there. That's it. Let them talk. Let them talk. I have learned that for real.
That's it's so funny because ever since me and you have done a show and we talked about the guests who like we get, and sometimes they aren't the easiest to get into a conversation, so it's like pulling me. Every time I have a guest I don't know, I think about that conversation. I'm like, fuck. Me and Drake talked about this, like, is this gonna be a conversation where I gotta put in extra effort, or is this gonna be a conversation like where we good, you vibe and you go back and forth? And what's crazy about that is that the guest that I recorded with, he was on season 1. And when he came back, he was still nervous. And I was like, dude, you've done this before. Like, what is going on? Why are you nervous? But we ended up talking and he did so much better than his first time on the show. And so I think to his praise as well, I've gotten better at learning how to pull things out of guests. And to your point, letting them kind of go off on tangents. And even if it wasn't aligned with what I was going to go with, I'm like, you know what, we're going to go with that. Exactly. Because you talk a lot about this, so we
Exactly.
So my biggest plan is just hoping that we get a lot of good guests. I have a few people that I don't know personally that I want to get on the show. So the goal is really just to keep having good conversations, keep having people engaged. I am trying to get a website out here, but I'm working with my family. And I've been working on it for like 6-7 months now. So you know how that goes. This is not a happy smile. This is a sarcastic smile, you guys.
Hey, sometimes you got to put that on, huh?
So hopefully the website comes out 2022. It was supposed to come out for season 2, but that didn't happen. So we'll see.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And yo, Helen, man, I appreciate you always for coming on the podcast, chatting with me, just having fun. It's always dope, for real. Before you go, any shout outs, any questions, anything you would like to say?
Oh, no real shout outs besides to you. Actually, I'm gonna let you know now. You'll hear it on the episode, but I stole your idea of Would You Rather, and I shout you out when I do it. But okay, I did implement that in season 3. I was like, I told you I really like that you did that, and it brings like a cool, fun element to it. So I'm going to try and start doing that too at the end of my shows.
Cool.
Because I really like that. So I did implement that, and I shouted you out, so I gave you credit for the idea. But I want to thank you for that. So shout out to you for helping me.
No problem.
Stay creative and giving me ideas. So
yes. And look at I be reaching out to people for ideas because doing it all the time, you lose or the ideas kind of a little fade away in some ways. So you're trying to keep it fresh. So I definitely understand what you're saying. Helen, I appreciate you once again for joining me this week here on the podcast. Stay safe and keep doing your thing and keep killing it.
Yes. Thank you, Dre. Likewise to you. Bye, people.
Thank you so much, Helen. I appreciate you joining me this week here on the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. You guys, man, for watching and for everyone who's listening, make sure you go follow the Honestly Helen podcast for real and catch up on the podcast, man. Really, really dope podcast. And yo, it's been a dope vibe as always, man. I got my guy A Milli coming up next here on the 1130 podcast. You guys, man, don't go nowhere for real, man.
What's going on, Dre? It's your dog Blackheart from the Commission Talking Off the Top Rope podcast. Want to give you a special shout out the 2nd year anniversary. Happy birthday to the 1130 pod. Y'all already know the deal. You already know the stills. Proud of you, boy. Keep doing what you're doing. You heard? Don't let no one stop you. Don't let anyone tell you anything fucking different.
Long time no see. This is June Jackson. Just sending a happy 2-year happy birthday to the 1130 podcast. Thank you for bringing me on. Thank you for letting me tell my story. Not only me, but so many other people as well. So many other people who just need to get their information out there. And thank you for giving us a platform to spread our message. So happy birthday and thank you again. Bye.
You already know what it is. This is Podcast Poppy, one half of the Out of Control podcast. Wishing the 1130 podcast a 2-year anniversary. Way to go, Dre. Way to go.
It's officially that 2-year mark of the 1130 podcast. We getting lit. We getting lit. Happy 2-year anniversary. Period.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Kofi Weaston.
This your boy D.O.E. Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, you guys, man, welcome back here to the 11:30 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the commercial break, man, for real. And thank everyone who's been sending in all the shout-out videos, man, happy birthday videos to the 11:30 podcast, man. I appreciate it a lot. But you guys, man, like I've been saying, man, my guy A Milli, man, from DC, 2-year anniversary, I had to bring my guy back on. Not only that, he was supposed to be on last week, but I explained it to you guys, man. But this week, he in the building. Yo, A Milli, man, what's going on with you, my guy?
Yo, what's up, Dre? What it do, baby? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling blessed, man. I'm feeling blessed this week, man. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. How's everything, man?
Man, everything good. Just ripping and running, man. Trying to get my truck, my logos on my truck for my business and stuff like that. So, just ripping and running, doing business. That's all. Still working, baby.
Okay, cool. How is all that going for you?
Oh, everything's going good. Everything should be ready by tomorrow.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I had to check in with you and everything. And once again, I appreciate you joining me here on the 2-year anniversary of the podcast, man. I definitely love the music, and I appreciate you for the major support all day long, man. For real, man. But we gonna skip past the small talk, man, and it's time, you guys, for the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes, WTF moment of the week, each and every week. Hey, Milli, man, you want to go first, man? Because obviously, my WTF moment last week was the whole hacking shit. I got another WTF moment, but if you have a WTF moment, you want to go, man?
Man, I want to follow back on the hacking, man.
Okay, let's go.
They got my dumb butt. Let me explain to y'all how they got me. Similar how they got Drake. They got me because they got Drake. They all good-hearted. So this how they got me. 1 of 9 million fans or whatever like that. They follow me. You know what I mean? So she got in my DM or whatever like that, you know what I mean? And was like, can I get your number? I'm in the bed, I'm smoking or whatever like that. I'm like, can I get your number? I'm like, hold on. It ain't done, you know what I mean? I'm like, hold. This don't even sound like her, but she probably want my number just because, now I'm in the lockdown. Or whatever may be the case. I don't know. So I ain't giving her that night. I smoked on the bone, fell asleep, so I woke up the next morning. My man had called and was like, man, somebody hacked my account. I'm like, oh yeah, for real? So I text back like, for real? Dang, that's messed up. So, my business calling or whatever like that. So I had a business meeting or whatever like that. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and go back on Instagram and give her my number. I don't want her to think that I'm, leaving her out or, I'm being a messed up friend or, whatever like that. So gave her my number. Boom. Next thing you know, that she was like, I'm locked out my Instagram account. I'm like, wow, or whatever like that. He said, I'm gonna send you a link, just send it back. So I ain't think nothing of it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I got a lot of things going on. So I sent the link back. And next thing you know, man, like I'm talking about with the snap of a finger, I was up out of that jump, man. You know how fast my heart dropped? Hey, Dre, my heart dropped so fast. I ain't call my head, man, but like, bro, hey, somebody look me up my account. Like, he gonna tell me, yeah, for real. I'm like, motherfucker, fuck you. Y'all niggas think it's a game. Like, nigga, I put everything, for us, man, you know what I mean, and for a lot of people, you know what I mean, our Instagram is our business and how we connect with people, how we connect with our fans. So, you know what I mean? It's like, once you take that away, it's like, wow, like, you know what I mean? I ain't want nobody to think that, see, and then they got you. I ain't want you to think that was me playing games or things like that. That's why I immediately went smack to the Instagram. Was like, man, somebody hacked my account and things or whatever like that. So once I because I already had the A Milli page, I just switched my name to the real King _ Milli. So when I switched that page, I saw they had got you because my mom was like, man, they got the 1030 podcast. They had got him because they had came out with your car. I'm like, oh man, they was just hitting everybody. They hit my right hand man. They hit my uncle. They tried to hit a couple of my friends. They hit you. You know what I mean? But I was like, wow, man, this shit is crazy. Who has time? Now this is WTF. Who has time to sit there and hack somebody's account for no reason? I mean, I don't understand the, you know what I mean, the business side of that. You know, I'm totally confused.
Confused ain't the word, bro. Confused ain't the word. And the crazy thing was last week, my fiance was like, "Yo, they sent me something on my on the page too." And what you were saying, like, remember you said they posted something like with a Benz or something.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. I get on it. I blocked the whole joint, right? I blocked the account, so I get on the joint to unblock it to like follow everybody, you know, over again. And I get on the joint, and I'm like, Benz, like for real. Then I had one shorty who was, you know, been on the podcast before. I said, you know, go follow me over on Instagram or whatever. She was like, well, I don't know. They both look duplicated, and I don't know which one. But damn, you know, like I'm in the wheelchair. That ain't my Benz right there. I'm driving
exactly.
Right. I'm telling you, the shit was so crazy, man. Like, and I ain't think nothing of it, just like how you said, bro. It, like I said last week, it looked like it was you, but I was just like, you can I have my number? I was like, all right, cool, nothing, man, smooth, man. I copy and paste the link.
That's all I did.
Link. That's what I did.
That's what I did.
Send it back and boom, in a blink, man. I was like,
that's what I did.
What's going on, real quick, man?
Try to be a good friend. You know what I mean? Just try to help somebody. Exactly. And look what happened. Got my dumb ass locked out my account. I looked like the dumb ass. I looked like the jackass of the whole year, man. I was like, that's crazy. Look, and you know the mess thing about it, right? Because I got my hard times bulk. I got my hard times bulk Instagram, and you know I follow all my accounts, right? My accounts hooked up to my Facebook. Yeah. So once they did that, I had messaged them, was like, I said something. I wish I died with the 2 gun jumps or whatever like that, man. You know how fast they block my ass? They block my ass so fast, yeah, from my account. I said, man, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. Man.
I had another account, and I was messaging it, and I was like, they didn't say nothing, but at the bottom, you know, it says seen. So I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh wow, bro! Like, man, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro. And then when, you know, cuz hit me up, it was like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get on that 10,000. That sent me through the roof. I'm like, what? You think I was gonna post it on Instagram? I could have been like, yo, bro, you know what? I came up all something, you know what?
Like, who's doing that though? Yeah, they was posting stuff. Look, I think I posted a story, whatever like that. They had remarked the story and posted like it was me or something like that. I'm like, oh no, that's when I went to the extreme and screenshotted my the old Instagram and put it on my new Instagram. Like, no, y'all, this is not me. Do not follow this account because they will hack your ass. Mm-hmm. That's crazy though, man. Because we work hard for our accounts, though, man. To build to our accounts to where they at, to have the views to where they at, to have our people to where they at for something like that to go wrong like that, man. That's that. Exactly. I think Instagram need to, boost up their, policy or their security or whatever like that, man. So
they need to do something. Because the crazy thing was when I got locked out of it. Now, did you get back into your account, or like did you how did that work for you once you got hacked? Did you ever get back into it after getting hacked from it?
No, I never could get back into it because they had deleted my my Gmail from my whole account, so they had deleted my password and my Gmail and my cheat code. So what happened was all my accounts is connected.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? They try to get into my the real King _ Milli, the one that had A Milli CDE. So I just scratched it. You know, man, I just made the new page like that because I already had the A Milli CDE. So I just scratched that name and just put the real King _ Milli. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they try to get into that account too. So I had to switch all of my passwords. Like I had to switch them all of them. The YouTube, everything. I had to switch all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like I ain't put the two authentic code, whatever security they got on the jump, man. I had to put that shit, activate that shit on there. I'm like, oh no, y'all would never get me again, ever again. No.
I once that, man, I was like, hold up, man. I went to every jump, Facebook, YouTube. I'm like, bruh, I'm starting to get, monetized. Y'all ain't about to fuck up nothing. So I just said, bro, I'm changing everything. Everything I do, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. This shit was so crazy, bro.
Hey, listen, I say DM close.
Exactly.
I said my DM close.
I had to create a new everything, man. But for me, because I was on YouTube and I was looking up how to get back into your account. And a lot of Jones were just saying, yo, you could do this if your account was disabled. It wasn't disabled. Like how you just said, they got into the jump and changed the password. And my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. So I just tried to keep getting back in, kept trying to get back in. I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? And then Instagram is like, they'll help, but I think it's only for accounts that got disabled. You'll take a picture with your ID, they'll send you a code, blah, 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 all that stuff like that. And I got an Android, so shit definitely wasn't working for me. like, so it was all the way off, bro. I had to create a whole new, man. That was crazy.
Man, that shit was crazy, Slim.
Exactly. No, but
my man girl or whatever like that. Well, this my brother baby mother. She was like, because they hit her DM was like, man, give me your number. So she hit me like, man, hey man, what the hell, you on some weird shit? I'm like, hold on, sis, nah, hold on, that ain't me. Look, y'all about to get me. You know what I mean? Come on, man, y'all wild shit. Nah, that ain't me. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm about to argue with my sister and shit on some shit that ain't me.
That's how I kept coming off. I'm like, bro. And then everybody who kept hitting me up on Messenger, I sent the screenshot post that I made on Facebook and was like, well, I got hacked, blah, 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 blah. So everybody who kept saying, yo, is that you messaging me on IG? So I just sent them that picture and let them know, yo, I got hacked, bro. That shit was not me. You got people I did podcasts with, women, they like, yo, like, are you asking me for my number? And I'm like, no, what the fuck? I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm over it, bro. Like,
nigga probably lost some followers and some motion off that shit.
Exactly. And then another thing was, you know how like if the account is like a scamming account and you block the account and you block accounts that may be created like the account.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going on adding everybody. So it was a little strange to me for a minute, but once I was adding certain people, even just regular stuff that I just followed, it would it will automatically unfollow it. So I was like, what the hell is going on here, bro? These scammers out here really like working overtime though. They working overtime though. They trying to get the Christmas money like everybody else.
No bullshit.
Hey, bro.
They got a whole team out of this motherfucker.
Ew, like
they got a whole motherfucking football team, the WTF team. The motherfucker, the highest squad agency out this.
Hey yo, man, that shit was crazy, man. So then, like how you said, the Instagram and everything is like how we get our guests or how we connect with certain people and stuff like that. So this is my WTF moment. After all that bull crap, I'm like, all right, bet I got some shows, some open dates that I want to, a guest on and stuff. So I'm like, yo, anybody down to be on the be on the show as a guest or whatever. And then I get a message from a guy who was, I'm not gonna say his name or whatever, but he was a guy who hit me up and he was like, yo man, I'm down to be on the podcast and everything like that. And I noticed since I've been podcasting 2 years now, the people who come on or people who messing to you, fanning over you and shit like that, that's a red flag immediately. But, you know, white boy was, you know, he was, you know, came off cool, but he was just like, yeah, man, I could be a great guest on your show and everything like that, and I can deliver these topics and that. I'm like, no, okay, cool. And when I started out podcasting, I didn't really do my research, and you know, you live and you learn, you know. So I had certain guests on who was just like, really? And then some guests, you know, was like, okay, dope, that's great. But I did my research. I'm on his page, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this? And then, you know, we sent messages and stuff like that in case I don't feel like texting or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you know, anything you might want to, you know, share on the podcast. And then he said one thing and was like, yeah, man, we could talk about anything, man. Just not the part where the racists try to attack me or something. And I said, okay, hold up, wait a minute. Like, you know what? I don't think I'm really with that. But let's skip forward to a couple of days ago where I get the message after I posted that, you know, post and was like, y'all looking for guests. He hit me up and was like, and said, yo, I see you asking people to be on your show randomly. And yo, why did you not, you know, no show me, you know, to be on the guest or whatever like that? I said, yo, bro, something came up at the time, you know, and I didn't never get back with you or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he messaged me and said, oh, whatever, you think you some big piece of shit, you ain't shit and shit like that. And I'm like, really? You gonna get mad? You got a podcast as well as your own. You gonna get mad because somebody don't want you on their show? Sure. Like, I clearly don't understand that. Like people, people, and I learned, you know, doing the podcast, you know, you can sit here and talk to yourself, but for so long, you know, having someone, you know, interact with is also, you know, dope and it's great, you know, but certain guests you get just be like, well, God damn, you know, you know, I was just talking to Bay and I was just, you know, saying like a co-host will work at times because, you know, when you get certain guests who just be like, I'm like, well, damn, bro, like, you know, that's why I kind of like, you know, a certain circle like you know, Chris, and, you know, certain people who just, you know, major support, man. But that's my WTF though, like.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. I think that's just hating on the low.
Yeah, hating on the low.
Hating on at its finest. You know what I mean? That's at its finest right there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They'll let you know you doing a lot of things great. Thank you, my brother.
I appreciate
Thank you, my brother.
I definitely appreciate it, though, man. That's WTF all the way. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on the podcast, man. I was at Thanksgiving, man, and, you know, holidays coming up, you know. What's your plan?
Thanksgiving was good, man. You know, I had a lot of leftovers. Ate a lot, you know what I mean? But I don't plan to do nothing, you know what I mean, on Christmas or nothing like that. I got presents I gave my sisters, my mother, and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But, you know, I ain't really got no plans. Yeah, man, I'm going to just, you know, just take this time to just relax and just relax my brain because I'm going to come into 2022, you know what I mean, getting the back, you know, the ball back rolling. So, you know what I mean, just take this time to just, you know, relax my mind, relax my brain, you know what I mean, just chill, man, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been going at it we've been going strong, man, for a minute, and sometimes we don't never reflect and think about, man, you know what I mean? Sometimes we need to rest a little bit, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with going hard, you know what I mean? But sometimes you need that rest, man. You need that rest to clear your mind because we, at the end of the day, other than, you know, the things we don't, we still got a life, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That be kicking our butt. So, you know what I mean? We just gotta be mindful, man. So I'm just be grateful, you know what I mean? A lot of people died this year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you know with the whole, you know, COVID thing going up,
they got names for this shit. They making up names, COVID, you know what I mean? COVID Katrina. I don't understand what the hell going COVID Katrina this motherfucker.
Oh man.
They got levels to this motherfucker. This shit crazy, man. So you know what I mean? I'm just, you know, thank God, man, and keep them evildoers away from me, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Keep them good angels, keep them good spirits, man. You know, surrounding me and my family, man, and the people I love. That's all, man.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what you got to do, man. And you're right about that, man. You got to take some time. And this is the last show of the year for the 1130 podcast. coming back strong at the top of the year. So I hope everybody enjoy their holidays, stay safe and everything. Like my man said, they coming up with all types of names, man, for real. So,
you know what the next name is gonna be. Call it the mantra or some shit.
that hood dude gonna take everybody out, man. Yo, man, this is always a blast, man. Chopping it up with you, my guy, for real here on the 1130 podcast. I want to thank you for the major support as always, man, here on the podcast, for the podcast, man, and everything, man. Like you said, at the top of the new year, you got some dope new music coming out. What you got planned, man? I know you cooking up something real good, man.
Oh, you already know, man. I got something cooking up, man. Me and my uncle got something cooking up, but you already know my album about to be coming on the way. You already know Southside Baby is coming, man. Y'all already know. Y'all better be looking out for it. Stay tuned. Southside Baby, man. It's coming, baby. Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Once again, A Milli, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast. Before you go, man, any shout outs, any questions, anything you like to say?
Yes, man. I'd like to shout out to God, man. First and foremost, man, my family, my friends, man, the 1130 podcast, the EB radio, man. You know, man, Big Dre, you already know, first and foremost. And, you know, everybody, man, the fans, man, everybody that's listening, man, you know, man, my life.
It's us.
Know, man, just us. Yeah, man. You know? Yeah, man.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate it. For real. You heard it here on EB Radio on YouTube, man. We chopping it up with you guys. We got hacked last week, man. It's really us, man. You messaging us, for real. People be like, yo, is it really me? And then I got one screenshot. They was like, when the person, when they was like, why do people keep asking, is it really me? And I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers are. They must have went to a scamming school or something. Prepared.
No shit. They got steps to this shit.
They really do, man.
I'm telling you, man, this shit is crazy, Slim. Oh, man.
Yo, this was dope, man, for real. Once again, A Milli, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast this week, man. Stay blessed, man. Stay safe, man. Keep killing it and everything you do, my guy. And you know you're always welcome here on the podcast, my guy. So I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. You know, I got some new merch coming out, man. Hey, ooh, when this new merch come out, y'all, oh, man, woo. Man, BSP Clothing, man, I'm telling you, y'all better stay tuned, man. We got big things popping, man, in 2022. You already know, man, it's going down. You heard me?
Yeah, that's
yes, sir.
For real. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Big Dre. You already know, man. Love you. Stay blessed.
Yo, A Milli, man, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the podcast, my guy. It was a dope vibe, man. Dope vibe. I thank everyone, my guy Seth Miller, Helen. Thank everyone who sent in the shout out videos. Thank you so much for coming through here this week on the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast, man. It was nothing but a dope vibe. I appreciate everyone, man, for the dope support, the major support. Thank you to the EB Radio family to let me come on each and every Wednesday to do my thing, man, for real. Man, this was fun. You guys, man, next week, man, we're going to take a break, but we're going to come back at the top of the year for real with some dope new content, man, for real. But if you haven't already caught up, because the 1130 Podcast YouTube channel is now monetized, so go watch your favorite episode, or, if you wanted to catch up, go catch up on YouTube right now. I appreciate it a lot. And also, I'll see you guys this Friday on Talk Pro Wrestling with the Commission, man. We got a couple of things to dive in, man, with wrestling. Real. But before I go, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 Podcast, like the 1130 Podcast on Facebook. And once again, you guys, follow the 1130 Podcast on Instagram at the 1130 Podcast _ Yes, for real. If you'd like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me. That's the 1130podcast@gmail.com, or just DM me on social media so we can work. For real, all serious people only, man. For real, none of that bull crap, man. For real, man. It's been a blessed one. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And man, for real, stay blessed, man. I'll see you guys at the top of the year here on EB Radio and YouTube, man, with the 1130 Podcast, the main show. Other than that, man, the rest of the show will be out this Friday. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, you guys, happy Hanukkah, all that great stuff. Stay blessed and stay safe out there, man. For real, some crazy times though. For real. But yo, stay blessed, stay safe, give all the glory to God. Yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. He the one, nigga. So let's get it, baby. He the one. Who with me? So Breeze, baby. Let's get it. You with me? Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed, we ain't got them problems. Speak something that I gotta be honest.